So Def Rebel has been getting a lot of hate for the themes of late, and to be honest, they kind of deserve it, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like this Creed Brothers theme and this DIY theme, like, bro, come on, Def Rebel, what are we doing?
Here we go, Creed Bros.
This bullshit needs to stop now.
For those who don't know, Def Rebel is a band that's in charge of producing WWE music. So for like 90% of the themes you hear on WWE TV, they are made by Def Rebel. And of late, they've been releasing a couple stinkers, and they seem to be following the same pattern of having the wrestler's name or catchphrase at the beginning and heading straight into a generic rock beat or a generic trap beat. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again.
New Catch Republic!
Role model.
On Twitter, people have began to realize this and they started creating memes. And honestly, they're pretty funny, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Who in the hell are you?
I'm John Cena. Your time is up, my time is now.
Give me a hell yeah! Rest in peace.
This Roman Reigns one has been cracking me up for a couple days.
Fall in line and acknowledge me. It ain't you. It won't ever be you.
I think it's around the Royal Rumble this year when people started having like grievances with WWE music, just because for a lot of the themes, people couldn't tell who was coming out. And you know, before, back in the day, it used to be you hear the theme and if you're not watching the product, you won't know who's gonna come out anyway. So it doesn't really make a difference. In fairness to Def Rebel, some of the themes they made have actually been pretty decent, man. Like Roman Reigns, it's one of the best themes ever, and it's made by Def Rebel. Seth Rollins' theme has been made by Def Rebel. Io Sky's theme is made by Def Rebel. So they for sure do have like a couple of good songs. Even in NXT, like Tatum Paxley and Joe Gacy, those two themes are really good and very lyrical. So it's a bit of a generalization to say that Def Rebel is trash. Like, it's not all trash. Like some of the songs are actually pretty good, but of late they have been releasing a couple really bad themes. And one thing which they've been doing, which I really don't like, is just changing themes that already work. Like for example, Tiffany Stratton, she had her theme on NXT. She gets called up to the main roster and they change it, and the new one just isn't great. And we're already used to the old one, so like why change it? The same thing with Braun Breaker, and this one is especially egregious, bro. Like, cause the new theme is just straight up generic trap beat. Reminds me of Crash Bandicoot. I really don't like that.
The following contest is scheduled for Ward 4.
And another one which people have been getting really mad about is AJ Styles' new theme. And to me, it's honestly not that bad. Like, I don't know if I'm crazy about that. Like, AJ Styles' new theme isn't actually that bad, but at the same time, his old one was so like iconic and we've gotten used to it. So it's a bit of a shock to see the new change. AJ is going heel and he has a new character, so it makes sense for him to have a new song. And the new one which they made is for sure inspired by Evil Ways, his old theme song in NXT. It's a mix between country and rap, and I feel like that's super fitting for AJ Styles. That's probably what he listens to, and he's the one who made a request for a new theme anyway. Now, while the themes are decent, it's important to note that, the old producers like CFOs and Jim Johnston were just a lot better. Just have like a much greater catalog of good themes. Obviously, Jim Johnston is the GOAT when it comes to wrestling themes. A lot of the iconic ones were made by him, like Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme, The Rock's theme. I think he also did the lyrics for Edge's theme and even Triple H, so he's fantastic. For those people who are calling for him to come back, he is 72 years old, so I don't know if he could make the same themes of that quality and deal with the stress of the WWE, because I'm sure it's hectic. And also it seems like WWE is focused on going in a certain direction with theme songs. And that brings me to my next point, which is, like, in fairness to Def Rebel, like, it's not them who are making these changes. Like, it's a WWE telling them to make a new theme for certain wrestlers. So, if you're mad about Tiffany Stratton getting a new theme, you should blame the WWE, not really Def Rebel, because it's not really in their control on which theme gets to stick or not. One trend which I've also noticed is we have a lot more wrestlers doing their own vocals. Like Jay and Jimmy Uso did the recordings for their own tracks, and it sort of brings back that feeling of like, you see Triple H coming out and you think he's singing the themes and it's really in Motorhead. Or like Shawn Michaels comes out and, it's actually Shawn Michaels singing the song. So it just shows that old feeling of feeling very personalized with the wrestler. Damian Priest also did the vocals for his song, and there's a couple others on the roster who have done the recordings for their own theme. I think Naomi too. So yeah, I like that direction. I like that direction. So what's the solution? How do we fix WWE music? Some people have been calling for Def Rebel to get fired, and bro, I feel like that's a little bit extreme. You know, I'll never wish for someone to lose their job. And like I've said earlier, like Def Rebel does have like a good catalog with really good themes, and I wonder what it is. Where, you know, for some teams it feels like they spent like 2 seconds making it. It's trash. It feels like they went on FL Studio and just made something up real quick. For other teams, it's really good, kind of iconic, like Roman Reigns' theme, for example. So it's either 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, or it's 0 out of 10. Like there's no in between with Def Rebel right now. And I wonder if that's just like a time constriction thing, or it's just them being lazy. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're not getting paid enough. Maybe WWE is cheaping out on music. That's another thing, because they're not licensing music as much. Rhea Ripley is one of the only new school wrestlers who has like an actual band performing her theme. Maybe that's what the WWE needs to do: keep Def Rebel, but also just start licensing more music for particular wrestlers. Maybe that's the direction they need to take. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you hate Def Rebel, or are you just like, or are you kind of like me, where you're like, hey, I mean, they have a couple of good songs. I don't really hate them like that. Let me know what your opinion is in the comments. We hit 1,000 subscribers the other day, which I'm pretty hyped about. If you can get to 2,000 by the end of the year, that's the goal. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.